So this video we're replacing this switch. So first we got to rebuild the problem. So you move it and the lights come on. So the switch is bad. I don't know if you can kind of see the lights flicker, but if you touch it, so the switch is bad. And then sometimes if you click it, you'll hear static electricity or electricity. Then this switch is bad. So we're going to replace the switch there. So first thing, I want to leave it on. And you first go to the breaker and you want to shut off the power. So I want to leave it on to go to the breaker to see which breaker it is. So luckily with this house they labeled the breaker, which is the bathroom. And so I want to go ahead and kill the power there to that bathroom breaker. Then let's go and double check that the light is off. And then we're going to use our meter to double check again that the power is off, because you always want to shut off the power before you're working on any electrical circuits. Off, and we're going to just take a little flat blade screwdriver and take the screws out, and then we're going to double check to make sure the power is off with a meter, because you always want to make sure the power is off before you work on any electrical circuits. But plates get stuck to the wall and you don't want to rip it off because it will rip the paint off. So sometimes I just take a straight edge and just easily break it free, and then it'll fall. But sometimes they get stuck to the paint, and you just want to work it easily because you don't want to rip it off, because you'll scratch the paint, pull the paint. So I'm just working this blade a little bit in there, and then it just pulls right off. But as you can see, there's a little bit of indentation there where the paint, if you don't plan to paint this for a while, you want to be careful. So we're going to go ahead and test this here. You can get these at Harbor Freight. I did not get this at Harbor Freight. So it's 120 volts, so we're going to have AC over 200. And then our common on both of these here. And then we're just going to verify that it is off. So we're showing basically it's off, because we're 0.2, we're actually nothing there. So we're touching on the top, and then on the bottom here we're touching, and we're 0 on the meter. So that means we're dead, but I always like to double check. But just make sure you're on both leads, and then now we can go ahead and proceed to unscrew this. And so basically we're going to take a screwdriver to those top one and then the bottom one, and then just gently pull that out. So we verify that this circuit is off, and we put the leads on this side. This is the ground, the green is the ground, and we verified with our meter that is off. So now we can proceed to unscrew these leads and that lead here and put on the new switch. So that's the new one. So these ends, you want to twist them or turn them in the direction that we're going to tighten this. So obviously we're going to tighten this clockwise, and as you can see there, I've already turned it so that it turns in this. It's turned the same direction that we're turning the screw there, and the same over here. So these go in clockwise. So we've tightened both of those. Then on the other side we tighten this ground strap as well. There's a ground strap as well. And then you just carefully push it back. Try not to pinch the wires when you push it back in the gain box. So I evenly tighten the top a little bit, and then tighten the bottom, and then the top, and then the bottom, and evenly tighten it so it goes in, because if you tighten this all the way in, then it's going to be all cocked and weird. It's not going to set quite right. And then I try to center it too in there. And obviously we're going to put the plate on and make sure that it fits the plate as well. But I try to center it in there. And then I try to do each one one by one. If you're going to do this, if you can, do it during the day so you have some daylight. else you'll have to do a flashlight when the power's off. So just a tip there. Mock up the plate or dry fit it to make sure that the holes line up. And you just slightly adjust the plate. And then I just hand screw the screws in. And then go ahead and I usually like to do a cross pattern, so I'll do that bottom one, and the top one, and then the side one. I like to do a cross pattern just to get it evenly on there. The heads, and then I just wipe down the with a little bit of cleaner. Just wipe down the plate. You can replace the plate, but there's no reason to. And don't over tighten these because you'll crack them. So now let's turn the power back on. Go ahead and turn the power back on. And then let's try the switch out. So the switch works, and then let's move it back and forth. Obviously it's a new switch, so we shouldn't have any issues. And there we go. So you could replace these screws because the paint's chipped off. And if you wanted to replace the plate, but don't over tighten it because you can crack these. And also too is match when you replace the switch, match it with the existing color, because some of these are white, off-white, almond. There's different colors, but so there we go. Let's test it out again. Move it back around, so that completes the switch replacement.